Hello, and a warm welcome to you all. Welcome back to BION, the channel where we explore holistic self-development through the wisdom found in books. There once was a man named Naval Ravikant. Born in India in 1974, he moved to the United States with his family as a child. Raised by a single mother in a poor immigrant household, his early life was marked by hardship, scarcity, and uncertainty. Yet, from these challenging beginnings, Naval not only overcame adversity to become a billionaire, but also emerged as a source of inspiration for millions worldwide, thanks to his profound thinking and core life principles. After graduating from university, Naval quickly made a name for himself in Silicon Valley as a distinguished angel investor. He possessed a keen eye for potential, making early investments in now giant technology companies like Twitter and Uber. Not content to just invest, he also became a successful entrepreneur, founding AngelList, a revolutionary crowdfunding platform designed to support startups and connect them with investors. However, what truly sets Naval apart is not just his impressive success and the financial freedom he achieved at a young age. More importantly, it's the happy and fulfilling inner life he cultivates. For him, material wealth and inner happiness are not mutually exclusive, but exist in harmony, a rare combination. In the world of the ultra-successful, drawing from his own rich experiences, unique perspectives, and deeply held philosophy, Naval has openly shared invaluable lessons on how to build wealth without sacrificing your peace of mind. His insights, shared widely across social media, have resonated deeply, touching hearts and inspiring millions across the globe. Interestingly, Naval has never written a book himself. Instead, a dedicated admirer, author Eric Jorgensen, took on the task of collecting, compiling, and organizing Naval's writings, interviews, and social media posts from over a decade. This monumental effort resulted in the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, a handbook that distills profound ideas for improving one's material life without falling into the trap of endless ambition. It's a guide to living joyfully, freely, and happily every single day. If you find yourself stuck either sacrificing happiness for money or pretending to be content while struggling financially, and you want to build a life of sustainable wealth in both your bank account and your spirit, then this book is for you. The book structure is elegantly simple, divided into two main parts. The first section focuses on how to build wealth. The second part delves into how to live a happy life. Now, let's explore these ideas together. Have you ever wondered how you can become wealthy without just relying on luck? Is it possible to build a fortune through a systematic approach rather than a roll of the dice? According to the philosopher and investor Naval Ravikant, the answer is a resounding yes. His core philosophy is revolutionary yet simple. Making money is not a game of chance. It is a skill that can be learned and mastered. Many people mistakenly believe that the path to riches is paved with business ventures. They think that to be wealthy, you must start a company or become an entrepreneur. However, Naval offers a crucial distinction. He emphasizes that business itself is not the skill. This is why he advises against wasting time and money on shallow business courses or generic MBA programs. These often teach theoretical concepts, but fail to impart the practical, fundamental skills required for actual wealth creation. They teach you how to manage resources, but not how to create them from scratch. Furthermore, the old adage, the harder you work, the luckier you get, is often misunderstood. While hard work is essential, it is not a guarantee of wealth. You can work tirelessly, digging in the wrong spot, and end up with nothing but exhaustion. Effort is only a multiplier for judgment. If you are working hard, but heading in the wrong direction, you're just getting to the wrong destination faster. More importantly, Naval argues that true, sustainable wealth is never just a matter of serendipity or being in the right place at the right time. Becoming prosperous is not a coincidence. It becomes an inevitable outcome once you acquire the right understanding and consistently apply the proper principles of wealth creation. It's a deterministic process, not a stochastic one. So, if it's not about luck, generic business degrees, or blind hard work, what are the foundational principles for building real, lasting wealth? How do you develop this learnable skill? The very first principle, and perhaps the most critical one to grasp, is understanding the difference between wealth and money. When it comes to building wealth, the first question you must ask yourself is, do you truly desire wealth, or are you secretly avoiding it? If, deep down, you resent the idea of being wealthy, then wealth will naturally stay away from you. Conversely, if you become obsessed with it, it will elude you just the same. In today's society, many of us are caught in a race to accumulate as much money as possible and to climb the social ladder for a higher status. But money is merely a medium for exchanging time and assets, while status is just your rank within a social hierarchy. Chasing these two things alone will not lead you to true wealth. We need to make a clear distinction between wealth, money, and status. The entrepreneur and investor Naval Ravikant defines wealth as owning assets that generate income for you, even while you sleep. This means you no longer have to trade your time directly for money, nor do you need to constantly fight for social position to secure your income. Instead, you earn steadily from the value you have created in the past. For example, if you own a rental property or hold shares in a profitable company, you continue to receive a steady cash flow, even if you do nothing. That is the kind of asset that builds wealth. In our modern era, valuable assets are not limited to real estate or stocks. They also include technology and intellectual property. These assets can generate continuous income without depending on your direct labor. If you own a patent, you receive royalties every time a company uses it. If you write a popular song or create viral online content, every download or view brings you revenue. If you are an author, you can continue to receive royalties for your book year after year, long after you've stopped working. It is worth noting, however, that bonds are not always the best long-term assets. Naval believes they carry inherent risks. For instance, the issuing company could go bankrupt, or the bond's value could decline during an economic downturn. The second core principle that helped Naval achieve financial freedom is to simply be yourself. So, what does it mean to be yourself? It begins with self-respect and the journey of discovering what makes you unique. Today, many people struggle financially because we are constantly trying to imitate others. We see someone else get a certain degree, so we feel we must get one too. We see someone open a successful shop, so we feel we must follow suit. When you try to become someone else, you are making yourself a replaceable character in the game of life. If you genuinely want to build prosperity and wealth, you must find your true self, your unique talents, your authentic passions, rather than just chasing whichever job promises the highest salary. If you only focus on high-paying jobs, you are still trading your time for money. But trading time for money can never build a true asset. The moment you stop working, the money stops coming in. Some professionals, like dentists, lawyers, or athletes, may earn very high incomes, but they often raise their standard of living just as quickly. Their expenses can grow even faster than their income, which is not uncommon to hear stories of famous celebrities or athletes ending up broke after retirement. No matter how valuable your time is, it can never become an asset on its own. This is why you must learn to be yourself and cultivate a long-term vision. This brings us to the third crucial principle: productizing yourself. At first, this phrase might sound like you're turning yourself into a commodity or a tool for profit, but that is not the point. Activities like writing books, blogging, coding, or creating videos and podcasts are all ways of productizing yourself. There is an old saying, "Give me a lever long enough and a place to stand, and I will move the world." Productizing yourself is about finding that powerful lever, a way to amplify your abilities so that more people can access the value you have to offer. And what is it that people access from you? It is the value and the help you provide. Naval has an inspiring way of describing the nature of money. He sees it as a receipt that society gives you to acknowledge the value you have contributed. When you do something useful for others, society can't always repay you directly with goods or services. Instead, it gives you money, a promise that because you have helped people, you can later exchange it for something you want. For instance, if you grow 1 kilogram of clean vegetables, society owes you 10,000. If you grow 100 kilograms, that debt increases to 1 million. This illustrates that if you want to have more money, you must focus on creating more value, not on chasing money itself. It's like planting a tree. Sowing the seeds is your contribution. Nurturing the tree is your persistence and effort, and the harvest of money will follow naturally. Therefore, money should not be your ultimate goal. It should be the natural result of genuinely and consistently helping society. So, productizing yourself means developing your personal expertise and then packaging it into a tangible form that can be leveraged and shared. This allows you to help others solve their problems, find inspiration, or receive value, all while you accumulate assets in the process. It enables you to contribute more to the world without being limited by your time or physical effort. The formula can be summarized as productizing yourself equals personal expertise times leverage. Personal expertise is built upon the foundation of being yourself. It stems from your personality, your natural strengths, and the things that come easily to you, but are difficult for others. These are the skills, knowledge, experiences, and unique perspectives that cannot be mastered. They are often tied to your passions and your self-driven learning. This is why Naval emphasizes that making money must be a self-taught skill. Any skill that can be taught in a classroom and mass-trained is a skill that anyone can learn, and it will not make you sustainably wealthy. Only the skills you develop on your own will become your unique advantage. So, how do you discover your personal expertise? First, reflect on your past and identify what you naturally do well. Ask your friends, family, and colleagues what strengths they see in you. Second, be willing to experiment and allow yourself to make mistakes. The process of discovery is often a long one. It involves trying different roles, collaborating with diverse people, and seizing various opportunities. Third, practice daily self-reflection. Ask yourself, what am I really good at? What do I spend the most time on? What can I focus on for hours without feeling tired? Finally, avoid the trap of chasing trends. Building personal expertise is not about jumping into the hottest new industry or technology. It's about cultivating your natural strengths, especially in creative fields. For example, with the rise of AI, many people are using it to churn out content books or articles created in minutes without editing or validation, which are then shared widely. But if people cannot distinguish between heartfelt human work and machine-assembled fluff, they end up wasting their time on hollow content. The danger here is that if someone only chases speed and trends, they get caught in a race to produce as much as possible, forgetting that what audiences truly need is depth, authenticity, and long-term value. True value comes not from what is created fastest, but from what is most genuine work that carries human thought, experience, and heart. That is what allows you to build real expertise. To start building that expertise, lay a solid foundation by mastering at least 90% of the basics before you move on to advanced skills. Focus deeply by limiting yourself to 1 or 2 key areas, so you can invest your time and energy seriously and achieve true mastery. And never stop learning. Develop the habit of continuous reading and self-education. These steps require patience and perseverance, but they bring compound return, sustainable value that grows invisibly at first, and then exponentially over time. Once you have built your expertise, you must create leverage. There are 3 main types. The first is labor leverage, which means using other people's time and effort to expand your impact. For example, Henry Ford revolutionized the auto industry by hiring thousands of workers, allowing him to scale up production and profits. The second is capital leverage, which involves using other people's money effectively. A fund manager with high credibility can raise billions from investors, invest it wisely, and create wealth for both themselves and their clients. The third, and most powerful in the modern age, is zero marginal cost leverage. This comes from products that can be replicated infinitely at almost no cost. Bill Gates is a prime example. He created the Windows operating system, and every additional copy sold cost almost nothing to reproduce. Similarly, online courses, digital media, and ebooks are all made once, but can be sold to millions, creating exponential income. All three forms of leverage require two key elements: credibility and responsibility. When combined with your expertise, these allow you to transform your personal effort into a massive impact, far beyond the limits of your own time and energy. Asnabal says, if you have expertise, take on responsibility, and know how to use leverage, society will reward you financially, in proportion to the value you bring. When you achieve this, you save time and work more effectively. You no longer need to attend endless meetings, engage in self-promotion, or write performance reports. You can simply focus on doing the real work. Navar also offers advice for young people. At the start of your career, carefully consider 3 crucial decisions: where you're to live with, and what career to pursue. These choices will shape your entire life. Yet most people make them casually, often following trends or the expectations of others. When choosing a career, find work that feels like play to you. If you can achieve that, you will reach true retirement much earlier than most. Many people dream of retiring at 50 or 45, but for Naval, retirement has nothing to do with age. He defines retirement as the moment you no longer have to sacrifice today for an imagined tomorrow. When you can fully live in the present, enjoying each day with a full heart. That is true retirement. There are 3 primary pathways to reach a state of genuine retirement, where work becomes a choice rather than a necessity. Each path offers a different approach to financial and personal freedom. The first method is the most traditional: accumulate substantial wealth. The goal here is to build a large enough nest egg so that the passive income it generates from investments, real estate, or other assets can comfortably cover all of your living expenses. This path requires discipline, strategic investing, and time. The second approach is the opposite: radical minimalism. Instead of focusing on earning more, you concentrate on needing less. By drastically minimizing your expenditures and simplifying your lifestyle, you reduce the amount of income required to be free, making retirement achievable much sooner. The third, and arguably the most ideal, path is to find work that you are deeply passionate about. When your profession aligns with your true self, you discover the right leverage for your skills, and every day is filled with joy and purpose. In TC state, you effectively enter retirement while you are still working. Your mind is no longer burdened by stress, calculation, fear, or internal conflict. Instead, it is relaxed, open, and incredibly fertile ground for creativity to flourish. This is the essence of building true wealth, not just financial, but spiritual and emotional as well. Now that we've explored the foundations of creating genuine wealth, our next step is to understand what it takes to build a truly happy life. According to the philosopher Naval Ravikant, happiness isn't something you find, it's a skill you develop. In the previous video, we explored how to build wealth without getting lucky. Today, in part 2, let's delve into an even more crucial skill: how to live a happy life. Many of us spend our lives chasing happiness, believing it's a destination we'll reach after achieving our next goal. But what if happiness isn't something to be chased, but a state of being we can cultivate right now? Naval Ravikant believed that happiness is a skill, and the root of all our suffering is desire. When you live with desire, you are consciously choosing to be unhappy. You're telling yourself, I can't be happy until I get this one thing. One of the thinkers who deeply influenced Naval was the ancient philosopher Lao Tzu. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu wisely stated, "To be content with what you have is true happiness." This doesn't mean you should hate money or success. In fact, Naval always advised people not to disrespect money, because if you don't value it, it will likely never come to you. However, there's a fine line between healthy ambition and destructive greed. If you live only for money, constantly scheming how to extract more from others, your entire existence will be a frantic cycle of insecurity and misery. True wealth is not just about having money. It's about not having your mind consumed by it. Constantly chasing external goals only pulls you further and further away from genuine happiness. When you tell yourself, I'll be happy when I get that promotion, or I'll be happy when I buy that house, you are trapping yourself in a cycle of endless desire. You become like a person running on a treadmill, chasing a finish line that keeps moving. Naval also warned against a common trap that many successful people fall into: lifestyle inflation. As soon as their bank account grows, they immediately upgrade their lives: a bigger office, a more expensive car, a fancier house. But when your lifestyle expands at the same rate as your income, you will always feel like you don't have enough. You remain a slave to your desires, no matter how much you earn. A person who lives in a constant state of perceived scarcity cannot truly be themselves, and they certainly cannot feel happy. To escape this trap and live a life that is both happy and prosperous, Naval emphasized the fundamental principles that you must master. First, you must develop the ability to live fully in the present moment, free from the grip of future expectations or feelings of lack. True peace doesn't come from getting what you want. It comes from wanting what you have. When you stop searching for something outside of yourself to complete you and instead learn to accept things as they are, you can finally live in the now. In this state of presence, you can fully immerse yourself in the activities you love and are passionate about. This is where joy and creativity naturally arise. It's not about passively accepting a bad situation, but about radically accepting the reality of the present moment. This acceptance is the key that unlocks a life of inner peace, allowing you to act from a place of clarity rather than desperation. The second principle is to deliberately change your daily habits. This starts with your mindset. You must make a conscious decision to stop complaining, stop being angry, stop judging others, and free yourself from the prison of negative thoughts. Building these core positive habits is the foundation for everything else. Furthermore, Naval stressed the profound importance of how you use your time. He famously said that saving time is more important than saving money, because time is your most finite and precious resource. Valuing your time means living your life with discipline and clarity. When you have clarity about what truly matters to you, you no longer waste your precious hours on shallow habits or fleeting pleasures. Instead, you begin to choose better actions and healthier habits that serve your long-term well-being. When faced with a difficult choice, Naval offered a simple heuristic: choose the harder path. The easy path often leads to short-term comfort but long-term pain, while the difficult path usually involves short-term sacrifice for long-term advantage. He also noted that if you're struggling to decide between two options, the answer is often neither. True desire is clear and compelling, but once you have made a decision, don't hesitate. Act immediately, but cultivate the patience to wait for the results to unfold. In addition to these mindset shifts, it is crucial to maintain your physical well-being. Protect your health as if it's your most valuable asset. This includes exercising regularly and practicing meditation. These routines are not luxury, they are essential for keeping your mind clear, reducing stress, and elevating your overall experience of life. Ultimately, Naval believed that life has no single, prescribed purpose or meaning. The meaning of life is not something you find, but something you create. The very process of living, experiencing, and seeking is what gives life its profound value. Each of us must find our own path and create our own meaning. It is on this personal journey of discovery that we grow, evolve, and gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. As the saying goes, the process of seeking meaning is itself the meaning. To bring it all together, Naval's philosophy highlights a powerful truth. Living authentically, true to your own values, and living fully in the present moment are the key ingredients for a life that is not just wealthy, but also deeply happy and meaningful. True wealth is a calm mind, a fit body, and a house full of love. These things cannot be bought. They must be earned.